Okay, so in this video we're going to have a look at using the AGM65 Mavericks in bore mode. It's probably the most simple implementation of the Mavericks in the F-16, but sometimes simple is exactly what you need. I tend to only really use this when I have a very defined location for where the enemy targets are, because you don't have the high fidelity imagery that you get when you're using the targeting pod. So as long as you're fairly sure what you're shooting at is in fact an enemy, then you're probably pretty much good to go ahead and use this weapon system. The smoke that you can see ahead is the enemy armor. So we're going to use the MAVs in bore sight mode. So let's just get set up to do so. So we've got master arm on, and then air to ground master mode on, and then on the right hand MFD we are just going to switch this over to bore mode, and then we're going to select the weapon page and increase the brightness a little bit just because of the time of day. We're then going to go DMS down to make that the active page. Now we're going to leave that zoomed out for now, just while we approximately find our targets, and then once we have done so we can use the expand FOV button to zoom in a little bit more detail. So you can see just down there actually looks like we've lost some friendly armour. We'll try and prevent any more of that happening. Okay, so just above the velocity vector you can see a crosshair, so that's essentially the bore sight. No, the friendly's just rifled there. So we're going to point that at the targets, which means that that is what is going to start showing on the right hand MFD. We just need to scroll around until we find something. Okay, so we've got a bank of 4 there, so we'll go expand FOV button, and then we're just going to try and guide the crosshairs onto one of those targets. And go TMS up, there we go, so that's locked. We're going to go weapon release and rifle. Bank away just to get out of the enemy fire. So there's 2 shacks. I think they were my wingman, and then there's the third. That was our weapon hitting its target. So we'll just accelerate away, and we'll have another go at that. So that worked first time. So all we needed to use in that scenario was the expand field of view button and TMS up. However, it's not always that straightforward, so I'll just quickly show you a run what happens when you don't get lock on first attempt, and what to do in that scenario. It's worth pointing out as well that in order to actually acquire targets there, we weren't using the RDR cursor axis or TDC slew. We were literally using the joystick that we control the aircraft with to move the crosshair around when we're trying to find lock on that target. So you have to be very precise, very smooth, and make small movements, because any big changes to the direction of the aircraft is going to make it really difficult to acquire the target. Okay, so let's level out. We'll point the bore sight crosshair near the target, and then we'll go eyes to the right hand MFD, expand, and then TMS up. So we've missed lock, so that's the symbology when you miss lock. So we're going to go TMS down, try again, TMS up, missed, TMS down, up, TMS down, TMS up, locked, weapon release, rifle, break away. And shack, good hit. Okay, so that was a pretty good example of things not quite going to plan, but the good thing is when that does happen, the process that you need to follow to rectify the situation is relatively straightforward. So all you need in terms of Maverick and bore mode is the expand field of view button, TMS up to designate, TMS down to undesignate, and weapon release to fire the weapon. Okay, that's it for today's video.
If you've got any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. Also, please consider liking this video, and if you're interested in seeing some of the content that I've got lined up over the coming weeks, please consider subscribing to this channel. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.